So if you do any kind of intellectual work, any internet-based like business kind of side hustle, you know, all this dropshipping, SMMA, YouTube, fucking high ticket sales, anything that is online, like just on your computer when you're sitting at your desk doing deep work, like just working, right? Then I think this will be absolutely and utterly like incredibly helpful for you, right? So a couple of months ago, or it was like 1 month ago, like I sat at my desk, right? I was trying to script some YouTube videos, and I was sitting like in my workplace at my workstation at my desk with my computer with my whole setup, and I noticed that around me there was a bunch of shit. Like there was a bunch of like shelves and paintings and books and decorations, like some random decorations, like that doesn't even belong here, right? In my room, I haven't put them here. Like I live with my parents, right? So they have put them in here, right? But the thing is that I randomly like looked at them like every minute or so for like 10 seconds. Just what the fuck is that shit? That like just stealing my attention, right? And I started to become pissed off because like I was trying to work, but then I saw in my corner of my eye some other stuff, some fucking some painting or some decoration or some bullshit that I don't give a fuck about, right? And it bothered me. It bothered me to the point that I removed everything. I removed all the shelves, all the books, all the paintings, or I hid them. I put them inside of my desk, inside of my wardrobe, so I wasn't visually distracted by them, right? So I could actually work because, bro, like it seems like a small thing. It seems like a vague, like wishy-washy. Like why the fuck would this be such a big deal? But like I can promise you, like when you're trying to work and sit down and do your absolute most crucial deep work, and you see some other stuff like in the corner of your eye every 30 seconds, and you glance there for 5 seconds, like it adds up, and it diverts your attention, it dilutes it, and in my opinion that's not what the fuck we want to be doing. So I literally just got as much as possible from my room that didn't fucking belong there, that didn't add any value to my life. I put it outside of my room, in another room, in the living area or some shit, right? And what happened is that my focus, it was just much easier to focus for me, right? I didn't randomly lose focus just seeing some painting of some fucking Greek architecture. Like, well, I don't care, bro. Come on, what the fuck? And the thing is that you probably have a bunch of useless shit in your room that is disturbing you, even though you're not even aware of it, because it's so minor. But the minor things that happen recurrently compounds, and it adds up. If you look every minute on something for 5 seconds, wondering about some bullshit thought, right? Because of the visual cue, the thing that you're seeing in your environment that's stealing your attention. If you do that every single minute for 5 seconds, that's literally a 8% of your time. Like, isn't that enraging, right? Come on. So we want to stop that shit at all costs. And the thing is that you probably have a bunch of like unintentional stuff in your room that is stealing your attention, because you probably live with your parents right now, and even if you don't, you probably have gotten a bunch of shit into your room like on a regular basis, and that it doesn't even belong there. Like your parents might have put some fucking shelf in your room that you don't give a shit about. Like what the fuck would it be there? It just takes mental real estate, mental energy, because you're literally looking at it and directing your attention in that way instead of directing it towards your goals, like your desktop, like when you're working, right? It's, bro, get rid of that shit. Like, come on. But the thing what happens, it would at least happen for me when I remove the stuff from my room, is that like people will call you crazy. Like for example, my parents would call me a bit crazy, right? Because I didn't want to have anything in my fucking room. Like I can't even show you, bro. So this is my fucking room, and I got my fucking whiteboard right here, and here's my workstation. There's my window, and here's my fucking here's my bed, like that, and that's my tiger. I've got one fucking, I don't know what the fuck's called, my painting. And of course I could remove some other stuff, but it's the juxtaposition, because like bro, this wall right here, there was a bunch of fucking stuff on it, and that was distracting me. And like if I were to show you the before and after picture, then you'll get it to a much greater extent. You can probably imagine I had a bunch of useless like decoration stuff, and you don't want to be having that, right? So let's get back in the game. And for example, if you tell your friends about that, they also could remove stuff from their rooms because it's stealing their attention. They will, if they're normies, if they're peons, they're peasants, they will call you crazy or some bullshit. They will laugh at you, right? And probably your parents as well. But like, who cares? But at the same time, how fucked isn't that? Like, we just want to focus. We literally trying to do our business work, and we don't want to have some visual cues that are distracting us all of the fucking time. Like, how the fuck is that? How is that weird or crazy in any way? Like, that's just fucking wanting to focus. Like, bro, worlds are fucked nowadays, man. It's honestly unbelievable. But the real question I think you need to be asking yourself is like, how can you accept that you're distracted like 10 to 20, 30 times per session? Like, how is that? How is that, bro? Come on, what the fuck are you? What the fuck are you doing? Like, even if you don't think you're just being distracted so much, like once you actually remove the stuff from your room, you will realize that when you step inside your room again, there's only one singular focus, and that is growth. That is fucking up your goals, right? Actually, like making progress towards them, right? Like it seems, I know it seems weird for me to explain this. You probably won't get it like to begin with, but I promise you, like if you just, and this is especially important when it comes to like actually your desk, like where you're working. Because if you have some, like, for example, this whiteboard right here, I don't really see it when I'm, because my computer is right here, right? I don't actually see it when I'm working, and that's like a little bit better. But like, especially inside your work area, you don't want to be having a bunch of decorations, a bunch of stuff, a bunch of attention stealers. Fuck that shit. One of the fundamental reasons that this is so fucking, like, how it actually works is that the mental is greatly fucking connected to the visual, like to what we see. Like, for example, if you're sitting at your desk like this and literally just squinting your eyes at the fucking letter on your screen, your thoughts are going to reflect that in the way that they are going to be very narrow, singularly focused, right? But as opposed to you standing on top of a mountain and looking out, just letting your gaze fucking raking across the whole valley, and you're looking out like fucking on it, right? Imagine your thoughts then. Are you gonna be thinking about this micro task, little thing, or are you gonna be thinking about like the grand scheme of things, like everything in your life? What the fuck you want to do with your life? Who are you, right? The grander questions. The mental is very much related to the visual. And the thing is that if you have a bunch of shit in your room that is distracting you, there is literally no upside. You might think it looks cool or something, but like I can promise you, bro, like it doesn't. It doesn't matter. Like who the fuck cares? I think you should care about it distracting you. Like there's no possible upside to having a useless shelf in your room that doesn't belong there, right? Like, bro, like what the fuck? Come on, get it fucking out of your fucking room. If you're sitting like in your room as we're speaking, bro, look around you and see what the fuck you could remove from your room that doesn't even belong here, and just put it outside. And then you do another time, and another one, and another one, with all the stuff in your room until it's blank and it's clean. And if your parents wouldn't like you just throwing a bunch of shit out of your room, I would understand it. But like to circumvent this shit, what we do is we grab as much as possible and we put it inside our wardrobe and inside our desk. Like for example, here's my wardrobe, right? Here we got my clothes. But if we look at, for example, right here, we have a bunch of stuff that I had in my room that didn't fucking belong. Like I didn't want to see it on a regular basis. And for example, right here, I have a bunch of these useless fucking what's it called? Like fucking newspapers or some bullshit. And I just put them there, right? Because there was really no other like better place to put them, right? And when we put the other stuff like outside of a room, we want to be putting it in a place where our parents wouldn't naturally like notice it. You just put it somewhere where it would fit in. Like for example, if you have a candle or some shit in your room that you want to get rid of, you can just place it on top of in your dining room somewhere, right? Somewhere where it's not gonna just draw a bunch of attention, right, from your parents, because they don't really get this shit overall, right? They don't fucking understand. And again, you're probably a bit skeptical to what I'm saying to you right now. Right? It doesn't seem to make like a real sense. Like you probably get a bit of it, but you're not really sure it will do much for you. But like I can understand that you do that, but like you literally just try it. If it doesn't and you want the things back in your room, just put them back, right? It's no big deal, right? They come and go, right? But you'll see when you try, and I'm 100% sure that you will gain like a bunch of shit from actually doing the shit, as opposed to letting your attention be stealed and distracted without any upside whatsoever.